Because of its exceptional talking ability and intelligence, the African grey parrot is the most popular of the large parrots kept as pets. Once abundant in West Africa, the species has declined rapidly due to the loss of its habitat and the international pet trade. Although Ghana has tried to ban the trade in this species, thousands of African grey parrots, known as red tails, are smuggled out every year via nearby Côte d'Ivoire and Togo, destined for the international pet trade. In November 1992, EIA was asked by the Ghanaian government to examine this illegal trade. Posing as parrot dealers, the team headed to the western region of Ghana and the border with Côte d'Ivoire. Within hours, they were led to illegal parrot dealer Christian Mark. While being secretly filmed, he told them,
So normally right now, we've been, smuggling them across the border to Côte d'Ivoire.
Just out of interest, how many transporting every month?
It depends upon even see the buyers when they come.
Yeah.
They come and place the order. At times we give some people about 400, 500.
Oh, so you can do big numbers. Oh,
Similar, yeah.
you know.
Mark names the
Plenty
illegal
of them.
exporters.
We've got plenty of them. They've been coming here each and every time. They've been coming. We've got Ali, that Yaro you are saying, Tajiru, Muhammad, Sani, and all of them. And we've got some people too here. Master for the World Market Shoes and Lamchi and them, yes.
So that's the names of the agents.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've been shipping them from Abidjan.
The trail leads to Abidjan, capital of Côte d'Ivoire, and shipping agent Jean Aman.
Chili au Ghana, il fait des exportations ici.
Oui.
Donc ça amène sur charge.
But these people are buying from Ghana. The bears are coming from Ghana. Here, Ivory Coast, we have the red tails, but small, just a small number.
Yeah.
But whatever we have comes from Ghana.
3 other exporters in Côte d'Ivoire confirmed that all their red tails came from Ghana. They explain how they've been shipping Ghanaian birds to the United States and South Africa using official CITES permits from Guinea, Côte d'Ivoire, Mali, Senegal, Benin and Togo.
La Guinée, oui. La Côte d'Ivoire, oui. Comment dirais-je, le Mali, le Sénégal.
They also explain how, because most airlines have refused to carry their smuggled wild birds, their illegal business relies on one airline, Air Afrique.
Now we've had problems with the airlines. You have problems with the
No,
airlines?
only Air Afrique.
Yeah, right.
No airline take place apart from Air Afrique.
In the past, permits could be illegally purchased from the Director General of Wildlife in Côte d'Ivoire. The new director explains.
Alors, la Côte d'Ivoire était mal vue. Elle était un peu sur la liste rouge. Parce que c'est comme si on contrevenait à la réglementation internationale.
However, the dealers and authorities planned to evade international regulations and to continue exporting wild Ghanaian parrots by falsely stating that they'd been bred in captivity in Côte d'Ivoire.
Est-ce que ça veut dire qu'il n'y a pas de attraper des sauvages, mais seulement l'élevage?
Non, on peut.
On peut le capturer.
On peut le capturer.
Mais seulement il faut on les capture
Oui.
et on les met en quarantaine,
Oui.
on les élève.
Comme je comprends le CITES, les animaux dits captifs doivent être nés en captivité, pas seulement
Voilà.
pris, mais doivent être nés en captivité. Et
Oui.
ça, c'est différent, un peu différent de les prendre et les élever. D'être nés en captivité est différent, n'est-ce pas?
Oui, mais chez nous, ça n'aura pas d'importance. Chez nous, ça n'aura pas d'importance.
Et c'est-
We can keep the birds for 1 or 2 months. Then on the CITES, it will be written, okay, they are bred.
captive bred.
They are bred. They are
If
there is a possibility of permits,
S'il y a une possibilité des permis,
would that be for captive bred birds or for
ce serait pour les oiseaux élevés ou les oiseaux sauvages?
Non, pour nous,
Oui.
actuellement en Côte d'Ivoire, on ne posera pas de problème à savoir si c'est captivité ou bien élevage. Et ce qui est sûr, si quelqu'un vient nous voir, il nous dit, ah bon, j'ai 500 perroquets envoyés que j'ai élevés. S'il dit que c'est élevé, on met élevé. S'il dit j'ai capturé ça, on met sauvage.
This fraud has been used to deceive airlines into carrying wild birds.
Well, that would work with the airlines as well, because airlines are carrying captive bred birds, so we can do British Airways.
Il dit que ça, avec ça, ça peut marcher avec les lignes aériennes aussi.
That is what he's saying. In case we are ready to make the shipment, we just tell him, okay, director, we have our birds which have been bred by us for 2 or 3 months. And then he will put it now on the site is that these birds are bred. In this case, we present the certificate to the company, British Airways.
Jean Amand explained how dealers intend to use leg rings to make wild parrots appear captive bred.
So they'll be putting the rings on them?
Yes.
Right, so take from the nest and put the rings on them.
That's all.
That'll be good. Do we have to send the rings, or will they have the rings here?
They have the rings here.
They have them already?
Yes, they have some rings.
Okay. And the government will sort of say these are official rings. Great.
Back in Ghana, Sam Quarty is an international illegal dealer in parrots and reptiles. He too was aware of the captive breeding fraud.
They only want to make the paperwork just to get official approval that they are doing captive breeding.
Oh, I see. So they're not captive.
So it's another paperwork thing. Just to get the permits again.
Where's that? That's in.
That's in Abidjan.
He explained how he uses permits from Zaire, Congo, Togo and Benin to launder Ghanaian birds.
To help us at all?
Yes. Not from Ghana.
Right.
We have to arrange the CITES from Zaire or Congo.
Yeah. Have you been up to, you were talking about the different routes, like for instance getting the Ghanaian birds, the red tails out to Lagos?
I've been doing it seriously from Benin.
From Benin?
Benin, I'm doing it seriously. But there is no direct flight from Cotonou to England.
Right.
Yeah, so well, it's no. But to Singapore, I've been doing.
So you get them over the land to Benin?
Yeah. I have a station in. I was doing it in Togo, but Togo was closed. I have been getting my CITES from Douala, Cameroon, then Congo and Zaire. And I have more than enough. They don't give on quota basis. They come and they give. They come and they give. The Cameroons and Congo. Now that they want to increase the quota in Zaire, but if I want 20,000, it means I have to use the names of 5 different people.
Quarty took the team to Kumasi in Ghana to inspect over 600 illegally held parrots he believed they wanted to buy.
The 600 isn't a big number at all.
Ghanaian security forces attempted to catch Quarty with the birds. He discovered he was being tailed just before revealing the location of the birds.
They've gone now.
They rumbled it.
Sam Quarty is still at large in Ghana. EIA explained their findings to Chief Wildlife Officer in Ghana, Dr. Jerry Pungusi. They asked him, how can the smuggling be stopped?
If we can get international organizations, international bodies to help to cut off the trade from Côte d'Ivoire, knowing very well that the parrots are coming from Ghana, it's international effort, international. We're soliciting the help of international organizations, international bodies, to help us to do that. Ghana alone definitely cannot do it.
the responsibility lies with the consuming countries. EIA will be pressing the United States and South African governments to stop this illegal trade. Air Afrique is a vital link for the smugglers.
The airlines, they also want to make the money. They are in business. So it calls again for international pressure on Air Afrique.
Together with other conservation and humane groups, EIA will continue to pressure Air Afrique to ban wild bird shipments. EIA also reviewed a proposal to open the parrot trade in Ghana. Parrot specialists have stated that it would take years of study to understand fully the effects of trade on a parrot population. So far, there have been only 45 days of study of the grey parrot in Ghana. Factors such as density, reproduction, habitat requirements and mortality remain unstudied. However, it has been acknowledged that past trade, both legal and illegal, has depleted the population. In practice, it is profits, not science, that have governed the trade.
But don't forget the businessman is never satisfied.
Wild birds inevitably suffer in the trade process. They're caught by a method known as liming. Sticks smeared with glue are placed in a treetop. From a hide, the trapper uses tame call birds to attract the wild parrots. Seen here in South America, the process is very traumatic for the parrots. Liming can result in broken wings or legs. Plumage is often severely damaged and the sticky lime can be difficult to remove. Other species are often caught by mistake. In West Africa, this Senegal kingfisher was caught while attempting to trap wild African grey parrots. Such bycatches cannot be prevented. The bird is unlikely to survive the ordeal. It may die of stress or be released still covered in glue. It may be eaten as it has no value to the trapper. Conditions for the birds in trade are often appalling. They're often filthy and overcrowded. Disease can kill many birds. Problems transporting wild birds by air mean that 100 airlines now refuse this deadly cargo. This has helped to reduce trade levels, but airlines like Air Afrique and Ghana Airways keep the trade alive. The birds arrive in the US quarantine distressed and exhausted. When Ghana allowed exports of parrots, 26% were either dead on arrival or died during quarantine. Experiments suggest that some parrots may have a level of intelligence previously found only in dolphins and primates. But pet parrots are often kept alone in a cage with little stimulation. These, in a parrot sanctuary, have plucked out their own feathers from boredom, loneliness and stress. Because of the opportunities for fraud and corruption, the trade has proved impossible to control. This senior Ghanaian wildlife official was clearly cooperating with illegal trader Christian Mark. Should the trade be legalized, he saw increased opportunities.
It's going to be very difficult to get the sort of quantity that you want, isn't it?
No, it's not going to be difficult because if they give a quota, like it's going to be like your PEC system. To every rule there's an exception.
To every rule there's an exception. Okay. So there will be, in fact, it might make it easier, mightn't it? Because there'll be permits.
Once there is that permit system, there must be a system for everything to go through.
Okay, so it'll be easier.
Yeah. Once, if you leave the ban, it will be easier.
Do you mean once it's legalized, it will be easier to do it illegally as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
That one.
So if they put a quota of 20...
Cote d'Ivoire will stay open.
Once it is legalized, you can carry even 20 across the border if you have your permit.
Right.
The dealers from Cote d'Ivoire also saw increased opportunities.
Here. Do you think that's true?
If if Ghana opens really, we can get the permit there, and then I made the shipment here. With the complicity of some friends of Udi Foreg at the airport.
Right.
I traveled them and then with the vessel. A small quota to be shipped. But later on. But I'm afraid because once Lawrence is there,
What?
Lawrence,
right.
the president, but this man knows the business. Lawrence knows the business. So
Would you be able to get birds then from Ghana with Ghana permits, do you think?
okay, if the ban is lifted, there's no problem getting a scientist. Yeah, well, I'm a member of the association, so whatever happens, they can't kick me off. Then if they kick me off, then it is going to be trouble for everybody who want to ship. I just went to our president, he told me I shouldn't worry. In fact, he hasn't got a lot of money and I know I'm going to join him, and he has got he's a close friend or more or less a brother to the director of the department.
Sam Quarty even claimed to have used Ghanaian permits for reptiles to trade in reptiles from Benin.
I don't want to misuse the paperwork for Ghana because that is most important for Europe. Because Togo is close to Europe, so I utilize the Ghana permits for Europe. The permit is the business.
And all this is including permits.
Yeah.
And then in the same truck,
Exactly. Yeah.
Appendix 1 or
Quarty explains another method of smuggling rare species.
You don't need to indicate it on the side that this is an Angolan right. You only have to use it with the normal part.
just mix them in.
Yeah.
Who's going to go and check with a load of snakes?
Because you have.
So can you get Ghana permits for them as well?
No, they don't originate from here.
No, but can you put them in? If we wanted some in London, could you put them in with a Ghana?
Of course, yes.
The team discussed their conclusions with Game and Wildlife.
It's illegal.
Yes.
And most enforcement agents will tell you that a ban is easier to enforce than a permit system.
There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
I don't think we argue on that. There's no doubt that when there is a ban, it's easier because anybody who is holding it illegal. In actual fact,
yes. We haven't finished yet. I'm afraid. We haven't got to your cost yet.
I think another thing that we're looking at this feel is that you're actually providing employment or whatever for a very few number of people when it comes down to it.
Yes.
Legally.
Yes.
And that has to be balanced up with the cost that may be going into the project. Would it be a better use of that money to provide rural employment or something like that?
What we would like to do is sit down with you to look at a number of things. One, the problems associated with your plan of opening up trade again. what we believe would happen and tell you what we've seen elsewhere.
He says if you can get Nick to write something that anybody wishing to donate anything for the jungle can come along with it there. He says we'll keep a big e-box.
And look at other ways of perhaps bringing in income relating to the African grey parrot.
Without
exporting them.
I mentioned to you earlier that we had a marvellous time going and seeing the parrots in their actual habitat, in the dugout canoe. It was a marvellous experience. And I think there's a lot of room
for development. Thank you very much. It's food for thought, as I said. We'll think about it. But I think the argument is it weighs more on banning the parrot trade than opening it. There's no doubt about that, from what we've heard from you.